Today we're going to be reading page 3. I'm going to go ahead and review this section from the day before so we can make sure that we understand what the three branches of governments do. So again, the legislative branch makes the laws. So they're the ones who write the laws for a country. The executive branch is the president, and he makes sure that everybody follows the law that they write. And the judicial branch is the ones that have to do with the judges. So if somebody breaks the law, then we have to go to the court and face a judge. And all these three branches of government, they check on each other to make sure that everyone's doing their job. That way not one branch has more power than the other. So they're all equal in power. So that's why they check on each other. So I want to review that from yesterday. And we're going to read this section. This is like a biography of Benjamin Franklin. A biography is a story about a real person. So Benjamin Franklin, our founding father, Benjamin Franklin, he lived from 1706 and he died in 1790. Benjamin Franklin was born in 1706. That was over 300 years ago. But he is still one of the most famous Americans in history. The people of Philadelphia are especially fond of him, since that was his home for much of his life. Ben was a leader in the country's struggle to be free, independent country. He represented Pennsylvania at the Continental Congress and signed the Declaration of Independence. After the United States was formed, he represented our country in France and England. He helped form friendship after a time of war and gave advice to our leaders at home. Ben Franklin was also a writer, a scientist, and inventor. He liked to study the mysteries of life because he loved to investigate to try to solve them. He was always looking for a way to make life better for those around him. For example, Ben experimented with electricity and found ways to capture the energy of an electrical storm in a lightning rod. That made people safer in their homes. He also organized the first firefighting company in Philadelphia, started the first public library, and published a newspaper called the Philadelphia Gazette. So he made this newspaper called the Philadelphia Gazette. But that's not all. In those days, it took 2 weeks for a letter to travel just 100 miles, but not after Franklin was in charge. He became a very first postmaster of Philadelphia, and he soon cut that time in half. Today we can send an email in seconds and a letter overnight. Do you think he would be surprised? While he helped make a life easier for others, Ben Franklin was also taking care of himself. He believed in regular exercise for good health and was a strong swimmer his whole life. He read as many books as he could and practiced being a writer by studying the writing of others. Franklin lived 84 years and never stopped learning. Okay, go ahead and take out your sheet and do the questions that are on the board.